Hi, I'm Abby. You probably don't know me, and that's perfectly fine. I don't know you, you don't know me. We're just here floating around on the internet, okay? Get that away. So today, we're going to be talking about Lilith. If you don't know who Lilith is, trust me, you're going to know by the end of this. But yeah, I learned about Lilith when I did my very long deep dive on the Bible and everything about it, and just how it doesn't make sense to me because, well, I grew up Christian. My family's still very Christian. I don't know what I am, but it's not Christian. I don't know if I believe in this God that the Bible talks about. I believe he's a good God, but I don't think the Bible's been accurate. So there are many different stories about who Lilith was, if she was actually real or not, what her role was in like anything and everything, but basically across the board she was Adam's first wife. Well, not across the board. Across the board in like mythology standpoints, which if you're a Christian, I'm so sorry, but at the end of the day it's mythology. Okay? Whether you believe in it makes it fact or not. Okay? That's something that needs to be understood. When you're discussing about it, it's like theology, mythology, etc., etc. They're myths that you believe in. That's what gives them, like, fact. That what makes them true to you. And if you believe in them, great. That gives you something to, like, put your faith into, which I think is amazing. And everybody needs that something. So if that something is there's nothing at the end of the tunnel, that's fine. That comforts them, or that's what makes them feel right. If yours is that there's God and there's heaven or there's hell, that's great. That's what helps you get through this life. But many people have different ideas. And with that, there's many different mythologies, okay? But across the board, in almost all the stories within this realm of mythology, Lilith was Adam's first wife. So she and Adam were created at the same time by God in the Garden of Eden from dust. Dust and dirt. Like it says in the Bible how Adam was created from the dust and the dirt. Lilith was created at the same time with Adam. They were equal. Okay? That's the doozy here. That's where we get into the problems. But basically, all of this started when Lilith refused to lay beneath Adam while doing the deed. Alright? She didn't want to be beneath him because she wanted to be equal. She didn't like being put beneath him. So basically, Adam got upset because he's like, but I'm the man. So then, to escape whatever and God's wrath, she fled the Garden of Eden, and then she was permanently cast out, and then she was turned into a demon, more specifically, in some cases, a succubus. But then God continued to split Adam in half or take a rib from him, depending what translation of the Bible you're reading, and create Eve. And that put Eve a little bit below Adam because she was made from him. So then that kind of get the idea women are supposed to submit to men. Because that's where that all starts and why it's like that. At least within religion. But so that's where we start. And then, I'm reading my notes really quick because there's other things. I learned a lot today because I know a lot of this. I know a lot of this from my previous little deep dive, but I was like, I need to know more and I need to share. Oh yes. But she's also, like, in ancient Jewish folklore, Lilith is said to be Lucifer's wife and the mother of demons. But yeah, the same gal who is Adam's first wife is Lucifer's wife. But yeah, that's kind of where we're going to start. So that's kind of like your base ground of who Lilith is. She was Adam's first wife. She was cast out or fled, whichever way you want to go. And then not all the time was she referred to as Lucifer's wife, but she was always said to have been turned into a demon, or just was a demon, a succubus, like, if you don't know what that is, I'll put up a definition, but loosely it's like a sexual demon, like taunting men, etc. And then also she was said to have, like, kidnapped or, like, murdered children, which I saw a lot, but there wasn't really anything elaborating on that, but just more on the, like, sexualness of it all. So I want to look into more of that, but that wasn't really the topic at hand today. But yeah, there's also that, but it was mostly just talking about how she was very, like, sexually tempting, whatever. And that's why her and Adam didn't get along. But yeah. And if you've ever read the Bible, if you know anything about the Bible, if you know anything, it's like, oh, Adam and Eve, you're like, who is this girl? Why have I never heard of her? Why is she not in the Bible? Crazy. It's because, so the Bible that, like, most people think of, or most people are aware of, whatever, is the canonized Bible. So, the Bible was canonized in 382 AD, when ordered by Pope, I don't know how to say this, Demas, something, I'm gonna pop the name up, like, the first, which is Catholic, Rome, that was Rome, Catholic, etc., etc., and then the Church of England did their own in 1563, English Presbyterians in 1647, and the Eastern Orthodox Church in 1672. So Lilith is mentioned in the Bible, in Isaiah 34:14, or chapter 34, verse 14, as a dweller in waste places, and then some others say, like, she's, gosh, what was it? No! Yeah, she's primordial she-demon is also, like, and then, like, mother of monsters, and then, I don't know. Anyways, but she's referred to as a couple things within, like, the one verse in different translations, whatever. The Bible likes to do that, you know, with all the different translations and things, which we're gonna maybe get into. So Lilith was for Adam's first wife. Why don't we talk about that? Why isn't that in the Bible? I feel like that would be really important. Is there a straight up answer? No. No, there is not. Because, well, the book itself was written thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. Do we know what those people were thinking or doing? No. Okay, we don't. We don't know. I can't go talk to them, unfortunately. I have many questions, but they probably wouldn't talk to me because I'm a girl. I'd send my boyfriend in with questions for me. He'd come out with answers, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna veer off really quick. Do y'all's boyfriends start telling you, like, juicy tea, but then they didn't get any information? So you're just like, what else? And they're like, oh no, that's it. I didn't ask anything else. He'd probably do that with this. Anyways. Most Christian-based websites, information, text, whatever, say she's not mentioned because she didn't exist, which we just said in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 14, Lilith. What? And then also there's, like, rumored around, it's never confirmed, whatever, as is most mythologies and things, whatever. It was like an insult to be called Lilith. Because she was like, oh, this crazy, like, feminist, whatever. So it was like an insult. So also that would mean she had at least some relevance. Oh yeah. And then they also, a lot of places say that she wouldn't be mentioned to begin with because it would mess up the whole idea of the creation story about how women are supposed to be viewed and perceived as, like, they would be equal instead of, like, a lot of times in Christianity, whatever, it's women are supposed to be submissive to men, to their husbands, whatever. So that would mess that up if they were created at the same time, etc., etc. We see where this is going. And then also people, a lot of places say she isn't in the Bible because the story didn't come around until 1,000 years AD. But we just talked about how the, like, canonized, whatever, Bible wasn't until 382 AD. So even then, all the people that would have been around to actually write it, to know what's going on, and anything like that, even, we're talking about Genesis, the first book, no one was alive. or even close to being a lie. This is all word of mouth. So, I really don't feel like that holds a lot. Okay? Because also, she has always held a very, like, high place in Jewish folklore. And Christianity comes from Jewish folklore, from Jewish religion. Like, it's all just transferred over. Like, the first... I'm going to double check, but I think it's 4 books of the Bible are supposed to be the exact same as they are in the Jewish Bible. Or, it's not called the Bible, but the Jewish book. It should be the exact same because it starts the same. Okay? Starts the same. Actually, also the same in Islam. It's the same God. Okay? It starts out in the same place. It just veers off at different prophets. And, because I think they have Moses. Maybe it's Abraham where they veer off. I forget. But they veer off at a prophet. But it starts the same. Starts the same. So it should be the same for the most part. It's not. But yeah, basically, the only thing that they had to say is she's not in there because, well, she's not canon. That's it. That's it. Alright? And we're gonna get into what made things canon. And it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But we're gonna get into who decides what's canon first. So what's canon in the Bible? Who gets to decide that? What makes it canon? Basically, when it comes to the Christian Bible, the people who decided were, this is a quote that I found, the loudest and most influential voices won out, and the books they deemed were authoritative were added to canon. Okay? So basically, the most influential people got to decide what was going on. So that doesn't mean what was actually fact in this realm of what's fact or what's not. It was just who this influential person got to decide what they liked in there. Okay? That's a problem. That's a big no-no. Why are we doing that? Okay? What else has been taken out? Okay? Because in the 1800s, well, no. Hold up. In 1885, the Apocrypha, something, I'm going to pop the word up, was removed from the Bible, from the Old Testament or New Testament, I'll also put that up, by the Protestants. So this is 1885. We're making decisions about what's in the Bible in 1885. That's bonkers. Okay. There were 14 removed, so confirmed removed, but then there are rumored to be 75 books removed. Okay? That's bonkers. What's going on with all those books? And then also, this is kind of important, the Dead Sea Scrolls, you can look into those yourself, whatever, I'm not gonna this would be a much longer video. I'm trying to keep this sort of short and sweet, so it's easy to get through. The Dead Sea Scrolls have mentioned stories of Lilith all over the place, really, for how much what is. But the Dead Sea Scrolls are considered good reliability by many Christian theologists, whatever, for the Old Testament. Okay? Like, if she's in there, and that's good reliability, wouldn't that mean she would be canon? Okay? Food for thought. And then some of my last few things about books that are not seen as canon and are referenced. Okay. So there are books that are not canon that are referenced in the canon Bible. There are several books. I only listed a few because I didn't want to really deep dive into it. But the book of Jashir, whatever, pop it up, was mentioned or referenced in Joshua chapter 10 verse 13 and 2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 18. The book of Wars, and I didn't look too far into these. I'm gonna throw that out there really quick because, again, I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. This might not be short and sweet. Who knows? But the Book of Wars was referenced in Numbers chapter 21, verse 17. The Acts of Solomon was referenced in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 41. And then the Book of Nathan the prophet was referenced in 2 Chronicles chapter 9, verse 29. So, how can books that are not canon be referenced in the canon Bible and still not be canon? If they're being used to add validity to what's being said, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up. Okay. Back to Lilith. Her name is often translated into night monster, or Lily, or Lilith. I'm gonna put them. But she's often either used as a destructive female symbol or a powerful female symbol. So, in the way that she's considered, like, used as a destructive one, it's like, oh, see, she tried to be equal, and now she's a demon that kills children and assaults men. So there's that. But on the other hand, she's just a symbol of power who was a woman who wanted to be equal, who could be equal, so she left and did that for herself in other ways, because not everywhere is she said to be killing children or assaulting men. It's just she's the mother of demons, which there's different ways that you could come about and give birth to demons, and she's said to, so the lore, whatever, behind her kidnapping or killing these children is because when she fled, she was found by the 3 angels God sent in this cave bearing children, and when she refused to go back, the angel said that they would kill, I think it was kill or kidnap, 100 of her children. So in retaliation, she said she was gonna kill babies, which, not good, right? Not good. Chill out. We're not killing children, but they also killed 100 of her children. And I'm sorry, if I had 100 children, which, God, I'm not gonna have 100 children, but if I did, and they're all killed, I'd be a different person. Okay, I'd be retaliating too. Maybe not that way, but I'd retaliate. But yeah, it kind of just depends who's trying to get what message across, whether that's stay in line or slay girl slay. Just kind of depends. But yeah, that's Lilith. I don't know all of the stories surrounding her, unfortunately. But there's a lot. Okay, she's heavily a part of just like word of mouth stories or written stories, and that's one thing with like mythologies like this, and what's considered canon or not. There's a lot of stories that are just word of mouth and then put pen to paper, you know. There's a lot of stories like that, like everywhere in like all religions and all mythologies, whatever. That's everywhere. That's kind of how it works. That's how religions start, how they become a thing, how they spread, get passed down, and not all of them are immediately put to paper. Not all of them are put to paper. Not all religions have books and texts and this great collection of your mythology, your texts. So there's that. And if you want to see any more stuff, I might do a little thing on how Lucifer in the Bible and Jesus in the Bible might be the same person. Not Satan and Jesus, but Lucifer and Jesus, because they are, Satan and Lucifer are different. So yeah, I might do a little thing on that, research that for a bit, because I feel like that's going to take longer research than this. But yeah, tell me if you would be interested in that. Because that's something, I might just do it for me. Honestly, if nobody watches this and nobody asks for that, it's probably going to get posted because I want to do it for me. But yeah, I really like looking into this stuff because it's interesting. I like religions of all sorts. So if there's stuff you want to know about a different one, throw out an idea to me to look into another thing, by all means, because this is just one I've deeply looked into because I was raised in Christianity, and I questioned a lot of it. Actually, the first thing that got me questioning about the Bible in general was hell. So I could do a thing on that if you wanted. Quick little thing, I guess, is that hell's not really mentioned in the way that it's talked about in Christianity in the Bible. There's like one reference to a pit of fire or a lake of fire in, I think, Revelations, but it's not about a place that your soul is sent if you're not going to heaven. It's about like where somebody was being punished, and they were sent there. One person, but I think it was a fallen angel. It might have been Satan, forget completely, but I could do that. But hell is actually a pagan ideology. So yeah, there's a lot of crossover. A lot of things that went from pagan religions over into Christianity. A lot of practices, a lot of ideologies. But yeah, if there's anything else you want to know, or I could just list all the really crazy stories in the Bible, because there's a lot of them. But yeah, and then I mentioned in one of my last videos that I was reading Uprooted. I don't think I'm going to make it through. I'm on page 67. And it's literally a chore to open up this book. And I just don't think it's for me. Because I see the vision, I just don't think it's for me. I don't think the writing style is for me. I can't grasp it very well. It's very wordy, which I know some people love. And I wish I was you. Because I suck at that. I get lost. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get through it. And if I do, it's not going to be soon. Because I have to be in a mood to power through one of these. But yeah, there's that. I'm about to go on vacation, so I'll probably be reading a lot or researching a lot. It's to be decided. But yeah, if you get offended by this, I'm sorry. This isn't the video for you then. This is not me trying to offend anyone, or make you feel like I'm attacking your religion. I just think there's flaws in texts written by mankind. You know, that's gonna happen after thousands and thousands of years. It's bound to happen. So I think this is just one of the many, a few of the many, really, because all the removed books. But yeah, so sorry. Don't shoot me, okay? But yeah, thanks for watching if you made it this far, and see ya.